The history of the United States dates long before us, and while it took many victories to grow, we cannot forget our mistakes. Throughout history, groups of people have been discriminated against for features they cannot control, such as race, gender, ethnicity, sexuality, and religion. Prejudice can date back to the very beginning of the United States, when African American people were stolen from their homes and sold as slaves to white people of the colonies. The societal racism can still be found today with people who think that words don't mean anything. Racism can be found in people who believe saying slurs are fine as they can cause no harm, which is a horribly false idea. While it was seen as a precaution at the time, issues with the encampment of the Japanese people during World War II resulted from the inhumane treatment. Whether one was 100% or 5% Japanese, they were placed in a camp and stripped of their belongings, and in most cases had their assets frozen. This act is seen today as one of America's biggest infringements of civil rights. Very few, if any, people ever received retribution for being forcefully imprisoned during the war. Women were seen as property till only 100 years ago, which in the grand scheme of things is not very long. Even then, women were rarely allowed without supervision. A woman could not do things that were typically seen as manly without judgment of society, and women were only and women who were more masculine in nature were shunned and seen as deformed and impure. Women had to prove that they could vote and protested for years to get their rights to get said right. In the following slides and videos, you will be given examples of prejudice. For a warning, the clips may be slightly violent as they deal with heavy topics in a non-serious manner, such as puppets.